PROSALON Professional presents the Intensis Color Art Permanent Hair Color line. Our instructors, Agnieszka and Kuba, will lead you through the proper process of applying the Intensis Color Art Permanent Hair Color line. We will portray the wide application of Intensis Color Art products by coloring the hair of two models, each with a different starting point and different target hair color expectations. As always, we kick off our treatment by interviewing our client to determine her condition, recent hair treatment history, and the goals of her current visit. The first model is Ania. Her hair has an interesting shade, nevertheless it is not evenly distributed across the full length of her hair. Ania wants to achieve even color distribution. That is why Kuba will start by removing the color from her hair tips to roughly mid-length. Then, he will apply two hair colors, 10x44 and 8x44, following a 1:1 ratio. The second model, Eva, has long visible roots appearing to be a balayage. Hair tips need trimming. Eva was very enthusiastic about Agnieszka's proposal to apply ombre shade colorization. Agnieszka planned a three-tone combination from the 32 color line. We return to Ania in the first stage of working with her hair. Before Kuba can proceed with the proper coloring, her hair needs a color removal bath, starting from mid-length to her hair tips. This process has to begin near the visible roots. In order to prepare the color removal bath, he uses 30 grams of PROSALON hair color remover mixed with the 30 grams of 6% oxidant, 30 grams of shampoo for dyed hair and a little warm water. He mixes them until gaining a homogeneous consistency. Kuba applies this mixture with his hands on the section of hair designated for legacy pigment removal. Then, for roughly 10 minutes, he emulsifies them while monitoring the level of pigment regulation. He rinses her hair and washes it thoroughly with a cleansing shampoo until all the product is removed. Then he applies a hydrating conditioner. After rinsing, he begins to blow dry Ania's hair. When the process of drying and combing the hair is finished, we can see that the dark color of hair tip is successfully lightened. Kuba can now perform proper coloring. Meanwhile, Agnieszka prepares Eva for ombre colorization. For easy application of the product, she divides the previously washed and dried hair into sections. In the first stage, she will apply it to the roots. The base shade chosen by Agnieszka is the 5x30 shade, color truffle. The roots are quite long, thus she prepares 20 grams of her product and mixes it with 30 grams of 6% oxidant in a 1:1.5 ratio. The product has a thick, creamy consistency, does not drip and adheres well to the hair. Kuba prepares a mixture of shades, 10x44 and 8x44 in a 1:1 ratio. He mixes it with a 6% oxidant in a 1:1.5 ratio. Product application starts with roots covering. He divides the model's hair into three sections, the back, sides and top. He starts to apply the mixture from the back of her head. Please observe how Kuba applies the product to thin strands of hair in different sections for more exact coverage. He distributes it with his fingers, strand by strand, near the roots to cover them completely. Then, still using his fingers, he applies the color to the entire length of the hair and combs out the strands. Agnieszka divides the hair into three sections, the back, sides and top. She applies the emulsion with a brush, starting from the roots, and then with a deep semicircular and soft motion she proceeds to the next shade. She separates the bigger hair sections into strands. She applies more product there and combs it. The next step is blending the shades. The upper right section will be dyed from the top with a diagonal division. Agnieszka activates 8x32 shade, color pearl. This color will make the transition between shades softer. She mixes 20 grams of dye with 30 grams of 6% and 9% oxidant in a 1:1 ratio. Agnieszka uses tinfoil to separate the hair strands and proceeds to prepare the dye she will apply to the tips. 15 grams of 1000 by 32 dye with a touch 5 grams of 10 by 32 dye, activated with a 3% oxidant in a 1:1.5 ratio. She softens the transition between shades by applying the product with her fingers. We wash the hair with a color protection shampoo and rinse it thoroughly. Kuba wraps up by blow drying and styling her hair with the hair straightener. And voila! The color is intense and even across the entire hair length. Agnieszka blow dries Ewa's hair, curling it a little with a round brush. She uses a hair straightener to evince a wavy look. She completes the hairstyle with a dab of PROSALON argan oil. The result? Full root coverage, soft artistic tonal progression, starting from truffle brown to pearl blonde. If you would like to learn more about colorization, please enroll in our training course at the PROSALON Academy.